13 years. 13 long years. We all know what happened that 13 years ago. The Anaheim Ducks won their first Stanley Cup, 6-2 over Ottawa. It was a life-changing moment for all of us who are Ducks fans, including myself, who've been following that team since day one. And I could remember watching that game at 11 o'clock Eastern time. The intensity, the moment when the puck dropped into the buzzer sound would have forever lived in all of us for the rest of our lives and forever. Our minds, our bodies, and souls were so fixed on each moment. From the first goal, to when the buzzer sound, to when then Captain Scott Niedermayer raised the Stanley Cup high. It was glorious and also historic. For myself, and I know all Ducks fans everywhere, including those who have attended that game live, it was a moment that we cherish. And it was a moment for all of us who have been with this team from the good and the bad, through thick and thin, enduring the mocking from traditional hockey fans and the insults and the slurs towards our team with a funny name. We achieved something. Our Ducks became the first California team out of the 3 in California NHL hockey clubs to win, to achieve, to win the Stanley Cup before our hated rivals and enemies, the LA Kings. It was glorious. For me, ever since then, I call it the day of great victory. It was a day for all Ducks fans. Every each one of us, including the 17,174 fans. Over capacity. Watching that series was, I'm sure, was the most life-changing, inspirational event ever. It was life-changing for me, personally, as a person, or as an individual, was the son of immigrants. I had it rough growing up. I endured a lot of things. I'm not going to get into details, but long story short, I had to deal with a lot of racism and a lot of discrimination and a lot of issues in my life that will be private, but I will let it out in a later time. But for me, when the buzzer sound, the Ducks winning that Stanley Cup, putting on those hats, seeing every player hoisting that Stanley Cup was a vindication for me. I mean, the mighty Ducks, Anaheim Ducks, was, you can say, it saved my life. It was my escape. It was my strength, in a way, to deal with a lot of things. A lot of things I had to go through in my life. A lot of things I had to deal with. It led me to come back to Orange County a few times more. Because the one thing that always got me was that the players, all of them, had that right mixture. They were the gold standard for our team. From youth and experience to the aggression they held in mowing over every single Western Conference team they face. From the rivals in Vancouver to our sworn enemies back then, that is Detroit. I mean, They went by a motto that one of the Ducks players fashioned and made a shirt, which I'm wearing. Destiny is heart, sacrifice, and passion, and it is a motto that I have dedicated to. Makes me smile because two of those players on that roster, on that Stanley Cup winning roster, honed their skills and suited up for the Halifax Mooseheads. That's right, I'm from Halifax. See, this city is where Ducks legendary goalie Jean-Sébastien Giguère honed his skills and applied his trade before he made the jump to the NHL a few years back. I mean, if it wasn't for the Ducks, he would have not won the Stanley Cup. He would have not won it, and he would have not have achieved his dream. Because 20 years ago, the Ducks gave him a second chance, and they did in the year 2000. Another player, Joe DePenta. Now, this guy's a unique guy. He's from my neighborhood, and no, I don't know him personally, but it was kind of a small world atmosphere. Seeing him hoisting Stanley Cup, but also seeing him being the first player from Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia to bring the Stanley Cup back to Cole Harbour before Sidney Crosby did. The team stood out for many reasons. It stood out because from the forwards you have Ducks legend Teemu Selanne. Then 36 won his first Stanley Cup, and I know he shed tears of joy along with his wife, his children. Todd Marchand, Andy McDonald, Rob Niedermeyer, Sammy Paulson, Travis Mullen, Brad May, George Peros, Ryan Shannon, Dustin Penner, Big Pen, and he was a big guy. Along with, on the defense, you have Scott Niedermeyer, who had experience winning Stanley Cups, and it was a silent leader. That's why he wore the Ducks, the Ducks captaincy. Chris Pronger, 6'6", huge man, huge guy. I kid you not. Getting his autograph, yes, and I was there 13 years ago. Not there, like on June 6th, but a few months prior, getting his autograph. The man was big, and it was very intimidating. To be honest with you, he was. You got Sean O'Donnell, a career journeyman defenseman, minor leaguer, transitioning to NHL veteran Francois Beauchemin, who was another player who was given a second chance. And you have Ken Huskins, and then you have Joe DePenta. Some people call him Crazy Legs Joe. I don't know why they call him Crazy Legs Joe, but hey, a nickname is a nickname. And on the goaltending, you have Jean-Sébastien Giguère, legendary Ducks goalie, and always smile, always positive. I like that about him. On the back of him, you have Ilya Bryzgalov. All that together, that right mix of those players. Oh yes, and the twins, Getzlaf, Perry. I can't forget those guys. There's so many players on that team. It really, really made that team so special. And to see them play, to see them pulverize, beat down, score, and lay waste to any team in the NHL. Even though they have lost a few games, some close, some for lack of effort. It comes down to the true fact is that they changed everyone. It was our team's coming of age. We became very more aware of this team can do a lot of things, and they did. Now, even though that our team is in the downward trend, the Ducks can recapture that magic. They can recapture that fighting spirit that got them where they were 13 years ago, and I believe that. I believe they can do it. I mean, they've came a long way. Our Ducks. The Ducks came a long way, and Ducks fans such as myself, we came a long way. We were mocked, we were laughed at, so was our team. Excuse me, I remember the insults, especially on the message board. We were called a joke, we were called a lot of things. Now, I'm not going to say all these slurs and crap that we endure, but all in all, we're still here. And to this very day, I look back and I see that team and the roster they have, the players they have. I honestly believe that's one of the best teams the Ducks have, and one of the best Stanley Cup champions in NHL history. I could take that team over any other teams in the NHL any day, and that's my personal opinion. So, 13 years seems like yesterday. Whether we're going to win the next Stanley Cup remains to be seen. I know in my heart the Ducks will win the next Stanley Cup. It's not a matter of how they're going to win. It's a matter of when. And I believe they can do it. It's a matter of finding the right chemistry, the right group of players. So, 13 years. Everything changed. And I know most of you know that it changed on that day. Till then, I'll see you soon.